I woke up to the morning sky first, baby blue just like we rehearsed. When I get up off this ground, I shake leaves back down to the brown, 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 till I'm clean. Then the walk I'll be shaded by the trees, by a meadow of green, for about a mile. I'm headed to town, 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 in style, with all my favorite colors, yes sir, all my favorite colors, like my sisters and my brothers, see 'em like no other, all my favorite colors. It's a good day to be, a good day for me, a good day to see my favorite colors, colors. My sisters and my brothers, they see 'em like no other, all my favorite colors. Now take me to the other side, with a bitty bluebird fly, in gray clouds or white walls or blue skies, we gon' fly.
All righty. Good morning, Facebook world, my actionable financial literacy listeners, YouTube, all y'all cats that out there is listening to Dr. Joe Blake here. I'm your host of the On Point Podcast. Welcome to today's broadcast. And hey, it's a good day in Goodyear, Arizona. The weather is nice and crispy still here in Arizona. And I'm always grateful and thankful for the Lord to give me the opportunity to be able to share this information out there with you. Got my hat here. You know, I like bucket hats. I really do. Got that from Thailand when I went to see my son, and I lost my Ravens hat. Somebody in Thailand got my Ravens hat. They're celebrating the Ravens on on their triumph or their push towards Super Bowl this year. And hey, you know, who can stop them? Well, we'll see how that works out. So with that, today's podcast is going to give some great information. I know you're going to love and enjoy. And again, there's always an opportunity to be able to bring forward financial literacy, which is getting access to economic information, making use of those concepts with the sole intent of creating a financial legacy. You know, literacy lasts a lifetime, legacy lasts for generations, and that's what we're bringing forward. So those that are out there that are sharing and listening to us, that's my purpose in life, is to be able to provide that information for that fulfillment in your family's life. So today, what we're going to bring forward is generational dynamics in the workforce and income classifications. Now, can't help it. PhD, sometimes the technical part of me comes out just who I am. Even though I grew up in the hood, I got some things good. It's like that. So let's begin with the information here. All right. So uh, there we go. So dynamics in the workforce. Basically, what I'm trying to say there is that there's five different work generations that are working in the economy right now, and um, we're somewhat not really colliding, but they're there, and we're working together. And in some cases, it's the older folks working with the younger folks, and because how we interact with one another, it's an issue. So not really an issue, but it's interesting working together and how we interact with um, financial concepts and work ethics. That's causing interesting work dynamics, and sometimes it can work into finances as well. So we're going to look into that today and next week, and just how those dynamics work out. So let's begin. All right. This is kind of an eye test, but you can save this screenshot, and enlarge it up. But what enlarge it up? Enlarge it up. I don't know if that's the word, but enlarge it up, make it bigger. Make it bigger, make it stronger, so you can see it even more so. But the purpose of what it shows the five major um, groups of work groups that are in the economy and the workforce as a whole. So what you're looking at is those five groups, those five major work groups that in the workforce that end up working with one another, and sometimes we don't know it there. We don't know it until someone points it out to us. So the first group there talks about the silent generation. Well, who is the silent generation? Who are those folks, and how do they influence or impact working with other folks? Now, when you see the silent generation, they are they're not really silent, but they're the ones that they come to work, do their job, don't say much, but they are they're solid workers. They come in. Their main objective is to come in and get the job done. They don't have a lot to say. They just get their work done, and they don't understand why the youngsters there are having a lot of hearsay about what has to be done. They don't understand how sometimes the young folks are maybe having words to say back to the management about what's being done and what's not being done, and they can't feel it. They don't understand. They can't really understand why the younger folks are having issues with what's being said. Then there's the baby boomers, and they are sometimes the children of the silent generation, the baby boomers, and what the baby boomers have to say about it. Then there's Generation X. Generation X come next, and then there's the millennials. Then millennials come in, and then after millennials, Generation X, then millennials come in. Millennials are from those Generation Xers. Uh, and then when the generational X come in, we know how the baby boomers were. I was on the tail end of that. So I'm a Generation X. And I've seen all my aunts and uncles who were Generation baby boomers and everything, how they responded to things. My grandmother was the baby, not baby boomer. She was the almost a silent generation. And I see how they react. My children, all millennials. They're all millennials, so I see how they responded to things. And then the one after millennial, that's Generation Z, or they call it post generation. So all of those type of generations are working in the economy right now. So we're going to go over those and see how that happens. All right, so let's continue on. All right, so what we're going to share is broken up into four parts. First part, understanding characteristics in the workforce. Second part talks about income classification across the generations. Now, those generations have been there in a while, so they have different income classes too. They can tend to fall, not in all cases, but they tend to fall in income classes. And the third part of it, we're going to talk about trends and their implications within those income groups. Then we're going to talk about the managing multi-generational workforces. So sometimes you get folks that are younger that end up managing those older folks, and then there's a clash that occurs. So we won't be able to do this in all one setting. So we're going to talk mainly this week about generational characteristics in the workforce and the income class associated, not entirely, but associated with those. All right. So understanding characteristics and generational characteristics in the workforce. So, all right. So we talked about this is baby boomers. Some of this is cut off a little bit, but let me see if I can make it bigger. Maybe not. All right. Baby boomers. That's the largest. That's been one big group of folks that were between 1946 and 1964. That was the largest individual group of babies that were born in the United States. Now, what's significant about 1946 and 1964? What happened right before that? What was happening right before? What occurred right before that time? What went down? What was going down? Now, Generation Z, y'all don't really care. X generation, we know what went down. We know what went down. We weren't there, but we know what went down. And obviously, the baby boomers, you know, y'all was kind of sort of the aftermath of all that stuff. What happened right before that? World War II. And World War II was it was like a it was like a barn burner. A lot of men, a lot of folks passed away during that war. A lot of things happened, lost a lot of people. So all those guys from that time frame came back and got happy. And a lot of babies were born at that time. I know my mom was a baby boomer, and my mom, my grandparents, they had 11 kids, 11, 11 of them bad boys. So my mom had six brothers and five sisters, something like that. 12 of them, six and four. Well, it was six and five. It was five girls and six boys. All the people in that and so I seen that stuff. I seen a lot of my mom and my grandma were pregnant at the same time. And so I was the first grandchild. I got at one point I counted 75 cousins I had. So I was born as a grandchild, but I was like right there with my aunts and uncles. I was on the tail end of all that. I got an aunt that we are 6 months apart, but she's my aunt. So I was like right there. I played with my aunts and uncles. I played with my uncles really, but they're still older than me. But I played with them like my brothers and sister almost a little bit. They're still my aunts. Y'all still my aunts and uncles. I know where I sit. I'm in the back. I'm in the back and the rear. But that's how it was. But so the baby boomers are there. Then now they're facing like retirement challenges. Many baby boomers reach the age. They're reaching retirement age. There's a ton of them that is reaching retirement age. They're looking about financial stability. So that's an overview of the baby boomers. They're reaching retirement age every minute of the day. They get to that point. Okay, they're ready to hang up their towel, hang up their cleats. They're ready to head for the mountain. What is this old commercial? I'm telling my age now. They're ready to hang up the mountain, head for Bush Beer. They're ready to go. So now what's this going to cost a lot of organizations? A lot of the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of a company going with those folks. Because the younger folks are like, okay, see you later, old man. They're not really receiving. Then you got a Generation X. Me. Oh, anyway, Generation X, we were born between 1965 and 1980. See, I was born in 1966, which is a good year. It was also the height of the Vietnam War. My daddy, baby boomer, he was 19 years old when he went to Vietnam. That was a pretty bad war. My daddy was 19. He went to Vietnam. That unpopular war at that, man. My dad told me stories. Matter of fact, when I go talk to that brother, it's like I'm going to Vietnam myself, and I got to cut down the woods and all that good stuff. Because he's telling me stories like, Dad, come on, man. I got my own PTSD, but he's shaking me back there with him. But anyway, so that's Generation X. We're kind of tech savvy, and we're like the sandwich generation. Why are we the sandwich generation? Because we got to deal with what they went through and the stuff we went through. So right in the middle. Because then we got kids who got their own stuff they're going through as well. But when it says we're tech savvy, yeah, That's why I'm doing this podcast. We just Generation X. We all ended like that. We into the tech savvy stuff. We have the ability to bridge the gap between older folks, not really older, but the baby boomers and our kids. Because I told my dad, they ain't calling. Grandkids not calling you pops. You gonna have to get a text message. Get you an iPhone. I ain't getting no iPhone. I don't get a pops. Get you an iPhone, dude, so you can text. And what my dad had to do, get an iPhone, text them, catch them on the internet. We bridge that gap in between, the grandparents and the grandkids. And my grandkids, that's how it's done. They come in, they got a phone already. How they get that? How you give your grandkids their gift? You cash app it to them. Put it on. Boom. They get the money. I'm already down with it. They're down with it. We know. So that's where Generation X falls in. Now the role of millennials, and those are the dudes that are the grandkids for me. Uh, they are 1981, 1996. Well, that's my grandkids are the post millennials. But anyway, the grandkids they have the largest segment of the market today. So those are the big ones. So 1996. Now they have the work life balance. That's my kid. They got the work life balance. They got to work, and they understand that they have a desire for meaningful work in line with their personal goals. So they're lining it up now. They learn from their Generation X parents, and they learn from the baby boomer, the grandparents. So they say, okay, we see how y'all did it. We don't like it. So we're gonna work that. We're gonna fix it out. Now the millennials have to understand that the Generation X and baby boom generation, they're already seen the ills of life that have gone through. They seen the Vietnam War, they seen the Gulf War, they seen they've seen stuff. They've seen the market go through its things. So millennials have to understand that's what they've seen, and they work those things out. To understand, they have to be able to have a balance in their lives. So now you're going to enter the job market. 2008 financial crisis has changed things. So they've experienced that. So engaged in job hopping, they see that as a better opportunity now, because the idea of staying at a job for 30 years may not be there, may not be such a ticket anymore. And so they've seen that change. Whereas the Generation X and baby boomers, you stay at a job for 30 years, good to go. My mom, she retired from the state of Maryland after 30 years, same spot, jumping on the bus on Strickland Lafayette. That's where we live, 900 block of Strickland Street in Baltimore, Maryland, and Lafayette Avenue right there, bus stop right there. My mom walked down the street, jumped on the bus, and went to work. 30 years. Didn't miss a beat. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. My mom hopped on that bus and went to work. Didn't miss a beat. You can't do that 30 years now. Now it's like, you got all this other stuff going on. You got these. Can't happen. All right. Financial challenges. High level of education now. That's substantial. And you need that. And sometimes millennials are facing high debt because they got that college education needed. Ain't nothing wrong with education. You need to have it nowadays because just having high. My mom, she spent 30 years and she didn't finish college. She didn't finish college. She didn't have a college degree, but she stayed for 30 years. Now you stay at a federal. You get a position like that. Nowadays, you got to have some education in order to get a higher income. You don't have to, but you're going to need to. If not, you're going to be on the bottom rung for what it's worth. To get higher income, you got to educate yourself one way or another. If you don't, you're gonna stay on the bottom for a while. So different emerging twins, trends that are out there. Generation Z workers. That's the Z. That's the cast of after 1981. Hey, it is 1997 to 2012. You're in the workforce with a strong emphasis on digital communication because you were born with cell phones. As soon as you came out the womb, boom, you had a cell phone. It just seems like that. You got a cell phone. You got social awareness. You got different career paths that you can take now. You have more of an understanding of technology and how it works. Man, I was almost 30 before I got a cell phone. Some of the generation, the Z folks, they came out with cell phone. Well, yeah, yeah. I had a class the other day. It was, and I asked all my students in the class, how old were you get your cell phone? And they were like 10, 13, 12, 11. I'm like, man, that is just crazy. This is 2020, 2024, and those kids had cell phones. This is crazy. They have a higher understanding of social awareness. Being socially aware, they understand that sustainability, diversity, and social responsibilities are important for, for those understandings. We didn't have, you know, social awareness. You know, social actions was the thing, but now with social awareness about a lot of things that are very important. Uh, Giga work, working in gigafactories and things like that. Economic uncertainty is real big now. So was not, that's not to say it wasn't big back then, but now because of technology, it is spread, man. Everybody knows what's happening, what's not happening on a larger scale now, and it's known. Now, income classification across generations. There are five different income classes now. Five, five. So here are some of the income classes. You got the lower class, you make less than 30,000 a year. You get the working class, you make between 30 and 50,000. Middle class, middle class, you're making between 30 and 150,000. If you make 100 grand, you think, yeah, I am balling. I'm balling. No, 30, 50 to 150,000, you're still middle class. Middle class, right? 150 to 250, upper middle class. Upper class, this is where you really rolling your wealth, 250,000 or above. Don't let that sink in. Let it just go on in and ground you a little bit. Let it ground you a little bit. Less than 30, straight up lower class. That's 250 or 2,500 a month. Lower class, 30,000 a year. 30 50, working class. 50 to 150, middle class. 150, 250, upper middle class. And sometimes if that's a two-family home, one family, one income earner, 250,000 more, upper class. So where you fit, how you fit, where you fit, how you feel it. Yeah. All right. You got in order to know where you want to go, you got to find out where you are. When you find out where you are, you need to work your plan, set your plan, set a course to your next direction. You got to know where you are. Sometimes I find professionals out there that say, "Oh, you got to act like the wealthy to get there in order to pretend you're well. Act like you're wealthy to get where you get." No, this dude make 250,000. You want to make 30. You cannot act like him. You can't fake your way into a new way. No, don't be faking. You making 30,000. You cannot act like you making 250,000. The math don't add up. You keep acting like him if you want. You're gonna be in debt for grip. You got 30. Work on that 30. You treat whatever like I read before you say if you got a Pinto, you better treat your Pinto like it's a Rolls Royce. So when you get your Rolls Royce, you know how to treat it. But if you don't treat it, what you got right here at 30,000, you don't treat it right, you're gonna lose that too. So don't be trying to be like you're doing 50,000 when you're only making 30. You got 30, whatever you got, treat it right. So when you do get up here at 250, you get to keep it. Man, I had a doggone 19 what is it, 1987 Nissan Sentra. Man, I took care of that bad boy. The Sentra? Yeah. And man, it was called Jingle Jangle. Jingle Jangle. I took care of the car. Somebody stole it though. I had four brand new tires on it, some brand new hubcaps. Man, I had my ride. It was looking clean. Somebody took it. Now I got to test it. But I took care of that. I took care of the Jingle Jangle though. I did. And now, all right. Anyway, let's keep going. We're gonna kind of cut the time here. All right. Low income trends, younger generation, you're not making a lot. You're probably in that lower class. It's all right. You gotta start somewhere. Concentrate on your area. Because things change. Sometimes it can lead to job insecurity because you're in that lower area. You got student debt that's called gig economy. You can work on flexing where you can income could be inconsistent streams, the challenges for financial stability. But that's all right. That's normally when you're young, you start out like that. But know that you're there, but that's not where you're going to stay. But it kind of starts out that way. Middle income individuals often you experience in very career trajectories. Right? You're going from here to there. With the baby boomers, Generation X, you're achieving your status early due to income, unstable patterns. You face student debt and delayed career starts, but you know, that's kind of sort of where you're in that middle income area. So with that, yeah, but that's yeah, baby boomers are there. Sometimes Generation X, you're in that middle income area. So, but you're there, but it's you then generally have diverse professions there. Sometimes you can be stagnated in your career. You're at the higher income. You may be at the higher income brackets, but um, someone's there that's kind of causing you to stay in that direction or move it or stay where you are, but that's kind of get you stuck in a middle income area. Upper income, um, often you're attain a significant, you have some education, some skill level that keeps you there. Career opportunities may open up. Technology or finance areas kind of gets you to another level. Then there's job volatility that keeps you in the upper income levels. Well, when you recognize opportunity is like a moving door, and sometimes that moving door comes by and if you don't see that, see or recognize that open door when it comes, it'll pass you by. It'll come back around, but we're not sure when it's going to come back. But you have to be spiritually aware and in tune with your chance and your opportunity comes along. When that opportunity comes, you got to know when it is there. Walk through it and knock, ask, seek that open door. And when the open door is there, you got to be willing to walk through that open door for that opportunity. Because when you don't take it, it's going to pass you. It will pass you. To come back, not sure when, how long it may take, but it'll come back. High income. High income earners, sometimes it's towards you when you get older. You can take advantage of it when you're younger, when you're looking for it, when your mind's open to it. When you don't think you know it all, you got to be open to it, be aware of it. Millennials at high income bracket, because you're looking for that. You're open to opportunity. You can be in a high income bracket but you're sometimes if you have a student loan or debt like that, can stop you. So be mindful of it. Debt is like a drug. Stay away from the drug. Generation Z, sometimes your challenges could be you're in the early stage of your career. Uh, could be automation that causes you to get out of where you are. Can't help that. I mean, automation will come along. Uh, there was a field that's facing some of those challenges. Sometimes when technology comes in, it can kind of wipe you out. But what you do is that technologists come in, take what you're doing. You got to understand how to fix or create that technology as a means of maintaining your status. They got technology, or somebody needs to program the technology, somebody needs to fix the technology. So you transfer or get that knowledge in that field so you make sure the technology stays in order. So that's ways of staying relevant in that field. All right. So those are just the first two parts. We talked about generational characteristics, income classes. It keeps you that you find yourself in. Not that you're going to stay there, but it helps you understand where you are, and then you can target where you want to be and get yourself there. So next we'll finish up the other 2 points on the spectrum. So just want to remind you, okay, you can scan the QR code, Joseph Building Financial Legacy. And this is what this is all about, because knowledge is power. We want to make sure we take the information that we gain and transfer that information to our loved ones. Because literacy lasts a lifetime, legacy lasts for generations. So we're talking about generational wealth, we're talking about generational knowledge that takes our family from here for the next generation. So scan the QR code, get the book. I'm going to have some seminars in the 2025. That way you have the book. I can sign it whenever you come to the next seminar. Next, we have the like and subscribe to the channel. The best way that we get this movement going, get this understanding out there of financial literacy, is to like and subscribe. Share the video with others that want to learn and gain more information. I'm all about helping and all about getting understanding. Subscribe to the channel as well. Become a member of the channel, because it help me grow, help you grow, and give more help to others that are out there. I am a licensed advisor as well, so if you want to get personal one-on-one, you can subscribe, send a message to me. I have a team of folks that help me as well, get the word out. I'm licensed in 10 other states as well, so depending on what state you're in, you can send a message. and I can do one on one with you. Um, Again, I'm all about helping folks. That's that's firefighting side of me because I love being a firefighter. I still think about firefighting all the time. All right. So with that, um, I always like to say at the end, uh, stay tuned, stay on point, and it's a wonderful day to help everyone. We have a great day, and we will see you again next week.